What's up, everybody? It's your boy C. Sam's, and this is That Comic Talk. Okay, so a lot of people have been upset, rightfully so, with one person and one person only from Endgame, the Hulk. But why? So apparently people have been upset about the Hulk because of the way the Hulk was portrayed in the last movie, The Endgame. Now we see from Infinity War, the character of the Hulk has changed drastically. In fact, we started to see a lot of those changes in, Thor Ragnarok. We start to see Hulk started to talk, started to reason, started to think about things. We started to see a totally different Hulk. And we've seen a transition of Hulk. So people have been upset at the fact that we got Professor Hulk in the baddest fight ever. This man didn't step up to go after Thanos at no time whatsoever. He didn't get back his loss, nothing like that. So, as much as I love the Hulk, I'm going to defend the Hulk. Even though you guys have turned your back on the Hulk, I'm going to defend the Hulk right now. And I'm going to tell you right now 5 different reasons as to why this was a logical transition of the Hulk and why we can expect even greater things from the Hulk. Number 5. We've seen him go from a dunce all the way to a genius. From the first time we saw the Hulk back when Ed Norton was actually, well, if we're thinking about continuity, Ed Norton was the first Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. We see him as a raging monster that was targeted and triggered his anger and rage towards certain things that was attacking him. We go a little bit further and we get to Avengers. And basically in Avengers, he is actually the same thing. He is a raging monster, but he's able to target and kind of gauge his anger in a different direction, if you get my understanding. The next time we see the Hulk, we see him in Age of Ultron, where the same thing, but he starts to control it a little bit better because of what him and Black Widow was doing with the hand stuff and all that stuff. Yeah, you remember that stuff. Yeah, of course you do. You got to. Anyway, we started to see that, and that's why it was very important for us to notice the transition of his character. Now, the next time we see the Hulk, we see him in Thor Ragnarok. Now, in Thor Ragnarok, he disappeared for years. About 2 years, he was the Hulk. Now, during these 2 years of him being the Hulk, he was able to talk. He's able to reason. Yeah, he's a little slow in his speech, but he started to learn. It's just like a baby that's learning how to talk for the first time. It takes time for that progression. And this is the character that we see. And as we see in Infinity War, he becomes that raging monster once again to go up against Thanos, but Thanos made sure he made little work of him. And that was when we saw Hulk go down the pipe and go down a different road. And that's going to lead me into number 4. Bruce Banner and Hulk come to an understanding. Now, Bruce Banner always says that it always felt like I had one hand on the wheel and the Hulk had the other hand on the wheel, and they were able to drive the car together. There are moments that Banner gets the full control of the wheel, and there's other times that Hulk gets the full control of the wheel. But ever since that fight between them and, well, Hulk and Thanos, it looked like something happened, something triggered. Hulk has never been manhandled in that way before. Yeah, he fought the Abomination and everything like that, but that was more of a fair fight. This is one fight that he was outclassed. He was outmaneuvered, and Hulk started to realize that the only reason why Hulk comes out is because Banner always gets him out whenever there's a big fight. There's never an understanding or agreement between the two characters, and because of that, he decided to stay put inside of Banner throughout the entire Infinity War. Yes, I was a little upset about that. Yes, I was frustrated about that, but it made sense of his progression. This is the progression of the character. Bruce Banner became the one controlling and driving the wheel of this car. Even though he tried to get Hulk to take the wheel, Hulk was in the passenger seat. In fact, Hulk was in the back seat saying, "I'm not doing that, you figure it out." And that's why this was a great progression of his character. Number 3, we still have a raging monster within Professor Hulk. Now, if you remember Endgame, he says that he was able to create some type of system to where he could take the brains of Banner and take the brawn of Hulk and put it together. Now, that does not mean that the Hulk is gone completely. It's just that with the Professor Hulk persona, he's able to be Hulk and be a professor at the same time, be very smart. But there's going to come a time that something's going to trigger, and that rage monster is going to break out of his cage. I'm dating myself, but if you go back to Ang Lee's Hulk in 2003, it showed you that Bruce Banner was in a mirror, and then on the other side of that mirror was the Hulk, meaning the Hulk was always in the background. And then there was another scene where you see the door pounding, like the Hulk is trying to break out, and that's what's going on right now within Bruce Banner. Well, Professor Hulk. The Hulk is still inside of him, even though he has the persona of Hulk and he has the strength of Hulk. Don't be fooled. The Hulk is still inside of Professor Hulk, and I know for sure, 100%, we're going to see that raging monster yet again. Number 2. It's the Hulk. I get it. He's the most powerful creation. He's the most powerful character. He is the most powerful, and he didn't have much to do, but let's think about it. Hulk is one of the most powerful characters, and this is why I'm choosing this as number 2. In the movie Endgame, we see him take the full snap. Wait, hold on. I don't even think I should say spoilers at this point. This movie has made over $2 billion. It's making its way past Avatar. It's making its way to the number 1 spot. So most likely you've seen this movie already, so we're not going to do spoilers or say spoiler alert and none of that. Nah. So this is what it is. In Endgame, we see him snap. We see him take the gauntlet, take the full power of the stones and snap. Now, Thanos is a whole nother beast, because even though Thanos snapped twice, he was still able to move around. He was limping, his arm was shriveled up, but he was still able to move around. Now, we see Hulk do the same thing. Hulk reverses the snap, and during that time of him reversing the snap, he had to take all that power and put it into himself in order to actually do the snap. That shows what kind of power Hulk has. And because this is happening all in between the fight, it's hard for him to regenerate, because this is something of cosmic powers. Hulk can regenerate with anything, but when it comes to cosmic powers and cosmic beings, we're going into a whole nother realm. So this is not what to expect when it comes to Hulk. Hulk has never dealt with this type of power before. So please stop with the whole shriveled up arm and his arm is in a sling and everything like that. Well, yeah, it's in a sling. Give him some time to regenerate and everything like that, to come back. You never know what happens. And the number 1 reason, it's the Hulk. Now, listen, this is my speculation here. I believe that we're going to finally see World War Hulk. And the reason why I say that is because the Hulk is very calm. The Hulk has had a transition between his character from the dunce Hulk that we saw to the Professor Hulk. Now, during this time, I feel as though that something is going to happen, and that Hulk is going to come out. And it's going to come out in a very violent way, because of the fact that it didn't come out to fight Thanos, and the fact that it wasn't present for any of the battles. I think that a very, very violent Hulk is sitting inside of Professor Hulk. I think at some point that rage monster is going to come out in different occasions, and then we're going to get some type of storyline of the Illuminatis. Now, the Illuminatis come together, and this is Reed Richards, Professor X, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, all these other characters. They come together, Black Panther, I believe. They come together and they say, we have to send this man off planet because he's wilding. Now, they can't do that storyline again because they did something like that in Ragnarok with Sakaar. But we can always do something to where the Rage Monster comes out and he gets revenge of all the times that the Avengers used him for whatever they wanted to use him for. I feel like we're going to get that Hulk. We may not get it in a couple years, yeah, but at some point we're going to get the Rage Monster, the Gamma-induced Rage Monster, the Gamma flowing out of his body, World Breaker Hulk. We're going to get that sometime in the future. So, listen, I know we're upset. We're mad about how the Hulk was treated. We're mad about how the Hulk looked in this movie. It's quite alright. This Hulk is one of the best Hulks, the only Hulks that we should know. And I know for sure that we're going to get a proper Hulk at some point. Paramount, just let go of the property. Give it all to Marvel. Marvel, do what you got to do with Hulk. Let us be happy with the Hulk that you give us. So, now, I hope you guys feel better about the explanations that I gave as to why it's okay that Hulk was the way he was in this movie. It's quite alright. We're going to get a better Hulk, we're going to get a stronger Hulk, and we're going to get a more violent Hulk. I guarantee it. Once again, this is your boy Sam's. This is That Comic Talk.